When it comes to online testing, one of the questions that often arises is how do I grade the constructed response questions that were entered by the students? So in order to do so, you would come up here to Administration and you would go down to Enter and Edit. Now once you get here, it's going to ask you some questions about what students, if you're at a school site, obviously your school site will automatically be chosen. I'm just going to hit Find Students, and it's going to populate all of the students here. This will just be a good way to demonstrate it. Now from here, you're going to have up here Find Students, which we've already done, and we are viewing responses. Now you can enter responses by column, which will just go through by each question for all the students. You can do them individually by student, which will show all of the responses by a single student. What I find to be the most effective way, however, to grade the constructed responses is to use the grid selection. So I'm going to select grid. And what you're going to notice when it pops up here are all of the students and then the responses that they have. Now from here, you'll notice that we've got grid. We've also got a constructed response tab here. I'm going to click on constructed response. And you're going to notice it has a question. So for this one, question number 16 was a constructed response. Now if you had more constructed responses, you would obviously be able to toggle through those using these arrow keys. From here we can view the question if we want to. So when I click on show question, it's going to give me the question. It's also going to give me the rubric of how many points that question is worth. So this one is worth 10 points. Now once I go through and I'm ready to grade, I can read the response here, and then I can simply enter the grade for the student there. If it is blank, the student has not completed it. So as you can see here, this student here received a 10. This student received a 7. Now in order to enter the grade, two things you can do. You can click on it and enter the number. So if I just enter the number 8 using my keypad, that will work. Or I can use this drop-down menu and select what I would like. Both ways work the same. Neither one is better than the other. It's just based on what you prefer. Now once you've got that, you'll notice here there is an autosave feature. You can turn that off if you do not want things to autosave. If you do that though, please make sure you hit save. But if the autosave is checked, then everything that you do will be saved in the moment, and you will not have to worry about saving your scores for the end. Once you've done that, everything should be reflected back in your student score, and you should have a complete score for the students that you've graded and your assessment at that point, and the results would be ready to be shared with the students.